Hello and welcome along. Today we're back on the west coast and we're taking our Matrot out. Today we're going to be doing some spraying. So let's get moving. We are going to do field 10, which is planted with soybeans. And then we're heading over to field 15, I think. Let's have a look at our map. Sorry, field 14, because field 15 isn't planted yet. And we're going to spray that as well. Both these fields are in need of doing this, so it is a good time to do it. Now, field 10 is sort of half planted. Well, it was planted at different times. Its top end isn't quite as grown. So we will see how we do. Get this unfolded and out. Like so. And once it's out, we want to also lower it. There we go. And then we can lift that up a little bit. And then let's turn it on and away we go. So we're going to go clockwise around the field first. It's a little bit of a better way to go, I think, based on past experience. Although we want to try and avoid getting stuck in the woodlands. There we go. We should have enough fertilizer, I think, to do all this. Alright, we'll get this field, we should get done fairly quickly before we move on to the next one, on to field 14. But this is, I think this is the second level of fertilizer for this part of the field and the first level for the top end. The top end does not seem to have been fertilised very much. In fact, the top end does not seem to have been planted very well by Cosplay either. So, we're keeping an eye on that. I think next time I plant this field, I'm going to have to do it manually, because it has missed an awful lot, Cosplay. It did it, but it just hasn't done it well. There we go. Basically doing the headland setup first. That will cover most of this end of the field as well. Makes it easier for us when we come to do the next bit. There should be a nice amount of money off this field as well, with the amount of soybeans we get off here. That's covered it. And back and across. So we'll head up the top here, and then we will go up and down, and that should then bring us in line pretty much with the gateway when we get back. Which will be very useful. As you can see, we're planting sunflowers in the next field over. The TS115 has the planter on it. That's gonna, I think that's probably gonna take another refill on that planter, because it's got, oh wow, we've grown another stage. I think we're going to slow everything down a bit, because otherwise we're going to have an issue. The sunflowers are growing at a different rate now. That is one thing that does annoy me a bit. I think I got my growth rate up a bit high. That is going to make it a little more difficult for us now, seeing exactly where I've sprayed before. We're not doing too badly, but yeah, it's not the easiest thing to see at the moment. We stay on this line though. It gives us a rough idea when we're coming back. And we can go and check the map in a minute as well and just check how we're doing. The trouble, of course, we have is that as that's done it halfway through the growth, we can actually go and redo the whole field and have it at different stages of fertilization. I think we might have to do that. Get these bits that we had already fertilized. That is actually really annoying. Right, there we go. So we have just fertilised all this, of course. And this gives us a rough alignment for where we've got. I don't know if... I'm just going to check the whole field. So let's check the fertilisation. So you can see where we're going. We actually only need to go up this row, and then we can come back and we can do the end bit again. That we got most of the end done actually is really good, because it means that we'll be able to, we should be able to pretty much get this whole field fully fertilised, which is fantastic news. And we'll do it on this run as well. What it does mean is that we probably need to get the weeder out on the top of that field over there, on top of the sunflowers, which is my next plan. Right, and round. I think this is fully fertilised. Yeah, this bit is fully fertilised, so we're going to turn this off and head down the other end and just give one more pass on the top of the field. That way we know that the vast majority of the field then has a full set of fertilisation, which is actually better than I'd hoped when I started this today. I thought we were going to have to wait a while to get the last stage fertilisation on, but it looks like we're actually going to be okay. Right, so that has got it. So we'll fold this up and we will just double check that. So there is, you can see this top end of the field. We are still going to need to do some fertilising on the top end of field 10. But for the most part, field 10 is done. So I'm really quite pleased. That worked out, as bad as that was halfway through that has actually worked out for the best. We've got the vast majority of this field fertilised now. Fully fertilised. Zoom back in. That's the strange thing about these sprayers. The view in them is really, really bad. Lots of blind spots when you're driving along the road or driving in cab like this. This sprayer really isn't a bad mod at all. Really is. I'm not going to say quite nice, because it's still very rough around the edges. I mean, the steering wheel, you can see that it's not a circle. You can see sort of the segments to it. But and it's a bit blocky and square, but the textures are nice. I do like the textures in here. It's like, I don't know if this came from an earlier version of the game. I would be willing to bet that it has. That wouldn't surprise me. And as a result, I can understand why it's quite blocky on the inside, but it doesn't seem to exist on the outside, is the interesting thing. Maybe it seems to me that they tried to, I don't know, looking at some of it maybe, but they may have updated the model a bit on the outside and not the inside. We're going to hit a tree there, I think. Right, let's fold that down, turn it on, and away we go. So this gets this field done as well. So we have lots of fields. We should have a whole load of money come in once all of this is done. Once we've got all of this cropping, it's really going to be quite good for us. Right, let's get back out to the edge of the field. Missing a bit. There we go. know that is going to be a boon to us. There's some stuff from the Platinum Edition I want to try and get on the map. So you'll know when that is in here, because the logo on the game will change. Or the logo on the title cards, or on the thumbnails will change. Once I've got once I have something from Platinum Edition in here. As I don't at the moment, I've not changed it on this one. But this isn't the version of the map that takes sugarcane, but I think sugarcane trailers are going to be very useful for some other stuff on this map. So we might try that. I might also try. We could also try doing some whole crop actually. Getting a whole crop header and doing that. That might be quite useful and quite good. And we could buy almost pretty much any field on the farm for that job. So I might see how we go with that. That would be quite cool. That would be quite awesome. Get some money in, buy a new field, whole crop the new field, and use the stuff to the BGA. And the BGA actually is right by field 17, which is no good for whole crop. But if we were to whole crop either field 4, field 4 would be a nice large field to whole crop. Field 5 would also be a nice large field to whole crop. So we might have a look at those, and both of those would be good additions to the farm as well. I want to get using actually the potato storage up there, rather than using what we did last time, which was the barn here. We actually do have a potato store, so I'd really quite like to have a go with that, I think. Field 16 would be a good field for us as well, but only because it's got potatoes in it, and I want to do more potatoes. So I've got a few fields I've got my eye on at the moment. Right, let's see how we're coming up to it. There we go. If we have time in this episode, which we might, yeah. We're going to go and do some more work with cows. The cows do need some grass, so we could head up there and cut some grass for them. Or we could go and weed that first set of sunflowers that have grown, because obviously we don't want them to lose that stage of fertilization. Although I think the fertilization is probably pretty high on there already, being as how we've got fertilization from the chopped straw and from the actual planter itself. So we've got at least 2 stages of fertilization. We may be able to get a third then from doing the weeding, but I think we'll have to have a look. I'm trying to see where that goes. That goes there. Yeah, at that point in the field. It really can be quite difficult to see where this goes. I think what we might do is see if we can start going up and down and work our way back to the start of the field. That's better. We will do some overlap here, but that's fine. Excellent. I'm quite happy with that. I'm very happy with that. Alright, there we go. And round. So it's very much a bird's eye view needed for this. Because otherwise you can't see, like here, I think we've pretty much covered most of this already. But I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, there we go. So I can see now that actually we want to be looking at this over here. That will cover us. Yeah, that's good coverage. It's actually we are gonna be through this field fairly quickly now. Just keeping an eye on the point at which I need to head back. Ooh. Which is about here. And actually, that's a very thin slither left. Yeah, it is literally that far. And then there's a little bit left over here that I saw. Yeah, there it is. That covers the rest of the field. We will just give it a double check before we head off. But that, I believe, is done. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's all of field 14. So field 14 is fully done. Let's turn the ploughing off. Field 11 actually will need no further work. It's just the top of field 10. Field 30 is something else, as is field 81. I don't think we have enough slurry from our cows yet to be useful. So that's actually got everything we need from that. And I think we might go put this away and finish the episode there, because there's not a lot more we have to do here. We do need to plant this field, but I probably need to get the cows sorted first. But that's actually worked out quite well for us. A bit of a shorter episode today, so apologies for that. I'm just trying to rack my brain and think if there's anything else we need to do. We do need to get some grass for the cows, but that will be a much longer thing than we have the time left for today. I know what we can do. This needs a wash, so we're gonna give this a wash, and we've probably got another couple of pieces of equipment kicking around that could do with washing. Certainly that subsoiler could, the trailer could. I'm wondering if the TW5 needs it as well. But yeah, this certainly needs a wash. Give this a wash down now that we've finished using it. That should be what you do. Give it a clean down. Smarten it up. There we go. Much better. Alright, let's go park this up. Back in the shed over here. I'm actually wondering there may be a better place to store this. There we go. Right, and into there like that. There we are. And all that remains really is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. Please give it a like, drop us a comment and give it a share. And for all the latest videos and live streams from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel. I will see you next time. Goodbye.